The MLB has changed a lot just over the past few years. I mean, the best players in 2014, some of them are just lost and forgotten nowadays. Some of these players made huge impacts on their teams and are now just forgotten by the average MLB fan. All right, Brandon Phillips was actually really fun to watch back in the day as a Reds fan, but he just seems to be forgotten now. That dude, BP, actually made a huge impact on the Reds for a while. Some of the plays he'd make at second base were just insane, and I don't know why he is forgotten. I mean, look at this guy. He was unbelievably smooth in the field for the Reds. And while, yeah, he might be forgotten by the typical MLB fan, like people in Cincinnati definitely remember him for how fun of a guy he was and how fun he was to watch. And he was just a good ball player, a fun ball player all around. I'm probably going to butcher his name completely, but speaking of fun guy, Minori Kowalski, I think I probably said his name wrong. A lot of people that do remember him for his iconic interviews.
Up. So you told me what can you eat to help you make you feel better?
Bananas.
Yeah. Why bananas?
Monkeys never claps. Monkey never clap. Because a monkey every day bananas. 2.
So how many did you have today?
3. Our 3.
Oh yeah. So you no more cramp for you.
I need 3 banana because monkey never claps.
As of right now, I mean, I didn't even know he was still playing, but apparently he is a DH for the White Sox right now. But I remember this guy, he was just really good for a few years, and then he kind of faded away. Edwin Encarnacion, 3-time All-Star, played for a lot of different teams, and, he was just a flat-out elite hitter. Justin Bour just seems to be forgotten by the typical MLB fan, even though he was the original Daniel Vogelbach. Despite being a platoon player, Justin Bour made a huge impact on all the teams he played for. All right, so far, all the guys we've covered, I mean, yeah, they're pretty forgettable, but if you watched MLB like sometime in the mid-2010s, early 2010s, you should know who they were. But these next few guys are going to be very, very obscure. Ike Davis, although being very underrated and a pretty good player for the Mets, is very forgettable. He also played for the Oakland Athletics, the Pirates, I believe the Yankees too, but he actually made big impacts on all these teams, although he was never the star of the team or anything. He was more of a platoon guy, but he still made an impact on a lot of teams, mainly the Mets and Athletics. All right, I know most people generally remember Scooter Gennett for his random 4-home run game with the Reds, but all around, he was a pretty good player for the Reds for a couple years. This is a second baseman we have covered, and he's kind of similar to Brandon Phillips in a way. I mean, I wouldn't say he made as much of an impact, especially because the Reds were a struggling team when Gennett was mainly playing, but he was a good player all around, very fun to watch, and was a very fun guy similar to Brandon Phillips in a way. I'm sure a decent amount of Orioles fans remember this guy, but J.J. Hardy, I think, was pretty underrated, not gonna lie. He also played for a few other teams, too, and made big impacts there. Just a solid middle infielder. I kind of want to turn this into a series because that's going to be it for today's video. I mean, I got a lot of players. I mean, just as a Reds fan, a lot of times I just think of random players from this era, and I'm just oh, whatever happened to Zach Cozart, just things like that. And with a lot of other teams too, I'm sure you can name a lot of obscure players. So yeah, I might turn this into a series, but yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching.